Welcome back to the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. Hashtag number 90. Alex Chiasson on the Senators. Go Sens. Well, thank you for tuning in to episode number 90, everybody. We have a very fun early season episode for you guys. We're going to go through some of the divisions, some major storylines so far, and pick some stand-up players, and then do some games as well. Sophie is going to kick us off and explain or kind of like go over some of the division stuff. But wait, who the hell's Sophie?
I was about to say.
My name's Evan. I'm an Ottawa Senators fan.
And his team's going to lose to McDavid tonight. I'm Omar, and I'm the Leafs fan.
I'm Sofiane, I'm a Caps fan. Very interesting start. Yeah, we're going to try to keep this going at least bi-weekly, hopefully. This format. We'll see. Preferably weekly. We're just going to go through every division. Probably quicker on the Western Conference because we don't care about them as much, but we do love them still. Just going through some of the storylines, standout players, etc. And then we'll get to our games. We'll start in the Pacific Division. And we can start with our standout players. Let me go first because I really want to talk about this one. My standout player for the Pacific Division is Mitch Marner. Jack Eichel has obviously possibly been the best player in the NHL. But Mitch Marner is kind of the headline getter here. He only has multi-point games because, like, the games that he hasn't got any points, he's got 0. That game against Calgary, he went absolutely nuts. And he got the 2 goals. One of them was absolutely nasty. And he seems to be fitting in a lot better with Vegas than Toronto has been with their offense without Marner, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is my standout player. I will say that, like, obviously Toronto is probably going to figure out some sort of system. Losing a player of that caliber, you can't just figure it out right away. So I understand that. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see how, like, seamlessly he's fitted in Vegas, and, like, it's kind of improved the whole offense as a whole because it used to be more one line and, like, they had some depth scoring, but now it's kind of spread out throughout the lineup. But yeah, Evan.
Yeah, so far I'm gonna go a kind of unconventional route. I'm gonna say Thatcher Demko. He's been pretty good, like really good for the Canucks so far, and I feel like Thatcher Demko, you're always kind of worried that something's going horribly wrong or about to, and maybe it will. But so far, he's come back and looked like he hasn't missed any time and is still a really elite goaltender.
Yeah, I watched. When he played the Caps, he was absolutely insane, and they're talking about the broadcast. He could work himself into, like, the USA goalie discussion as well. It's a very crowded goalie discussion, but
yeah,
at his best,
he
could.
He plays in Canada. He could switch if he wants.
Well, there wouldn't be much of a discussion for our starter if he played in Canada or he was a Canadian. I mean, Omer.
I am going to say Quinton Byfield. He's had a good start. I don't know how many points exactly he has, but it was an off year / slump last year. And I think he's looking better this year. I think he's poised to, like, kind of be that 60, 70 point player that LA wanted. So yeah, I'm gonna say Byfield right now. I think it's still early days, so it's hard to tell anything at this point.
Yeah, everything we say today comes with a disclaimer. Byfield has 2 goals, 4 assists in 6 games. Fairly consistent. He has points in all games but 2. I feel like we should say the stats. I can search that up. Demko has a 2.28 GAA, 922 save percentage in 4 games. And then Marner has 2 goals, 8 assists in 7 games. All right. Major storyline in the Pacific Division. Obviously, like, we can't really harp too much on the standings right now because it's, like, way too early. But there is some interesting discussion in the Pacific because Vegas's main concern was injuries. The Mark Stone went down. They do have enough forwards to supplement that. The one area where they couldn't get injured was goalie. Lo and behold, Aiden Hill got injured twice in the span of a week. The second one seems to be a serious one with his knee. And the depth goalie that they signed, slightly controversial. Carter Hart. Only slightly controversial.
Is
We
he
don't need
officially starting now? Like he's going to start the game?
I don't know if he's going to start. I think they still technically have him on a trial, but Aiden Hill is like now definitely down.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's going to happen pretty soon. They have Akira Schmid playing currently, and I don't think that's going to hold up very nicely for too long. But yeah, Carter Hart, you can say what you want about his last couple of years and what's gone down and everything. But before that, he was a above average goalie. Career, what the heck, man? He has a 294 GAA career and 906 save percentage. Obviously, take those numbers with a grain of salt. He's playing on Philly, but I don't know. What do you think this means for this team right now? Like, do you think that Carter Hart is going to come in and be serviceable, or after 2 years of pretty much not playing hockey, is he going to be a little shaky? Maybe this is the best situation for him because it's at least Vegas and not going back to Philly. But yeah, Evan.
If we're talking just hockey wise, I think he's still young enough and talented enough that I think he definitely could get back to form. I don't know if he's been practicing or anything in his off time, um, but it's a good situation for him to thrive if he still can perform. Vegas is a pretty well structured team with a lot of good players that it'll be easier on him than playing somewhere else like Philadelphia. Um, but yeah, it just may take a little while to get back into some sort of game shape, and especially if you haven't been playing not only for like a training camp, but for a couple of years. That's probably going to take a while.
Yeah, I think he's going to be rusty. Not to say that he won't be serviceable. I think he'll be serviceable. I mean, he's an NHL goalie. Yeah, 2 years is a big break, but like, I'm sure he did what he could in that 2 year time span to stay somewhat ready and fresh and like keeping up with his routine and whatnot, so that if the chance came again, he'd be more or less prepared. Which I would think he is prepared. I just think, I think I think players notice. I think you notice a difference in players when they miss just training camp compared to players who were in training camp. So obviously, this is a guy who's missed 2 years. So we'll see, but I think he'll be serviceable.
Yeah, I think it's a low risk signing hockey wise. It's not a low risk signing PR wise at all. It already hasn't gone over well.
Yeah.
So we'll see how people end up receiving him throughout the year. The whole Logan Mailloux thing, remember with Montreal, that was a whole issue for a little while, and people still remember that, like the people that really cared about it.
Yeah.
But I guess it kind of got brushed under the rug a little bit. This was also a bit more of a serious situation compared to that. Not to diminish that, but
Logan
yeah.
Mailloux was the bullying one, right?
No. He was the one that sent pictures of a girl without her permission.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That one. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't Montreal have that bullying one too?
No, that was Arizona.
That was Arizona. Okay.
Arizona drafted the guy, and then they got like after they drafted him, the league told him that he couldn't play. So they basically just lost a draft pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Moving on to the Central Division.
And he like bullied like a guy with a disability.
Yeah, apparently he was. Didn't he bully someone to? Yeah, he bullied someone who was disabled / had some kind of
I think
disability.
he was
right?
autistic, and like they were basically like hazing him essentially. Like, yeah, and there was a lot, but it all happened when he was like in his early teens. But he never really apologized for it. I think that was the big thing. Before we move on, actually, Pacific Division, Calgary Flames are off to like terrible start. They're 1-6. It doesn't look like there's much hope there. It seems like they're doing some ethical tanking situation. But
Gavin McKenna, I feel like, does work in a Flames jersey.
Sure, Gavin McKenna would work on a lot of teams, but I think the Flames need a superstar more than anyone at this point. Um, but yeah, they're off to a rough start. Oilers are kind of off to a similar start as they were last year, where it took a while to get going. Stuart Skinner already has one of the worst low lights you can possibly have. It's only rivaled by, Nedeljkovic's low light and Linus Ullmark scoring on himself, but
It also
it was
happened
not.
like game one, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we'll see if he can bounce back from that.
When did
His numbers
Allmark
are.
score himself?
Yeah, I don't recall this Allmark.
Remember when he caught it and then put it through his own legs?
Oh,
Okay, well, I thought you meant what's his name? Charlie Lindgren. Back pass.
No. Nothing that bad.
Patrick Landy
Um,
slap shot.
Yeah.
if we're staying in Pacific Division, like Nedeljkovic is worse than his was worse than both of those because he let in a goal from center ice and then gave the puck away in overtime at the blue line.
Yeah.
In I think that was game 1 or 2. Yeah, literally right after each other. So, let's move on to the Central Division. Omer, who's your standout in the Central Division?
I'm gonna go Connor Bedard. I think he's a point per game right now. I think he has 7 points in the same number of games or something like that. 2 goals, 5 assists or something. Yeah, I mean I don't know if pressure is the right word. I mean, there's obviously pressure.
Pressure?
There's obviously
What pressure?
there's obviously pressure on him, but I think last year he did get some flack for people saying Bedard doesn't seem to be the player we thought he was going to be, and this and that, and I think that was said as a lot of ignorance considering what he has around him. So I think him starting at a point per game and potentially maintaining this throughout the season. I think so far he's the standout in the division for me.
Yeah, he had it wasn't even a goal. I don't know if you guys saw the release that he had.
Oh
No. He had the shot on, I think, Dostal, where he changed the angle or whatever, but he pulled it from one side and then pulled it 5 feet towards himself and shot it basically right in front of his body, and it was a really hard shot. And that became the highlight, and it didn't even go in. He looks a lot different this year. I think he's playing with a lot more conviction. I think also Chicago is just playing better as a team right now, so probably helps. Frank Nazar's look really good with him, so yeah, Bedard's 2 goals, 5 assists. You're right on that. 7 games. Evan?
I'm going to pick his teammate, Spencer Knight.
Damn it.
Because, I don't know. I feel like I'm a big, goalies are a very valuable thing. That's why I'm friends with Sufi, because he's special. So, Spencer Knight, getting traded there last year, especially playing on a team with maybe not the most attractive lineup, not visually. That could be very difficult, especially for a guy who wasn't a starter for a long time and has had quite good starts to the season. He has, I believe, 4 wins and hasn't let in many goals each of the games, and kind of fits that sort of young, but slightly older than them, but you kind of want an older goalie.
He's 24.
A timeline as they want, and hopefully he can get his career back on track with a really great season.
Yeah, he's at 5 games, 2 wins, 196 GAA, 937 save percentage. Pretty electric. Well, that was my pick, but I'll change it. And I'll go to my backup, Nick Schmaltz, who I wanted to talk about before the podcast, but Evan wouldn't let me. He has 3 goals, 9 assists, 3 goals, 6 assists in 6 games, including a hat trick in a 4-point game against the Sharks. I think Utah's top 6 was going into the season already looked like one of the stronger top 6s, but I think Nick Schmaltz was a bit of an X factor there because you didn't know what exactly you're going to get out of him. He's been decently consistent in his career, but more in the 60-point range. But he's looked absolutely electric this year. That offense as a whole has. So I think if he can keep up, maybe not this pace, but at least a similar pace, is going to go a long way for them. In the Central Division, there isn't really that many storylines. Guys like Blackwood injured. He's coming back possibly this week. Jamie Benn's been injured for Dallas. Zuccarello's been injured for Minnesota. Durzee's been injured for Utah. the major storyline of the Central Division is basically the Blackhawks and how their young guys have played. I don't know if you guys saw the Frank Nazar goal where he sped past whoever it was and then like ran the goalie basically, and then a whole like fight ensued. There was just like everyone was just fighting each other, but he was just off celebrating by himself.
Oh, I did see that.
It's kind of been like this Blackhawks season so far is just encapsulated in that one video. But I don't know. I think they can kind of take a similar step that the Habs had, like not last year, but the year before, whereas like you saw some encouraging signs where they could eventually take a turn and like become a better team where they have a bunch of good young players. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much you guys have paid attention to Chicago this year, but that's pretty much the major storyline there.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from them this year. I still think they're going to end up near the bottom, but
I think for them it was more just having some sort of encouraging sign, right? Like they haven't really done much for the last like 5 years after being basically a dynasty for the first half of the 2010s.
yeah, this is true.
We can move on to the Metro Division. Evan, who's your standout player in this division?
Well, I'm going to stay on brand. Igor Shesterkin.
Oh, he's been sick.
Yeah. He should have won the MVP, not Austin Matthews. I'm sticking with it.
Oh, that
was what I said that year. And he's proven it once again that even though he's not necessarily winning every game, he is giving his team a chance to win.
He has like a 930 right now, doesn't he?
Bro, he has 2 wins in 6 games, but a 117 GAA and 957 save percentage.
Oh,
The Rangers are not helping him out.
No,
not at all.
But this guy is the GOAT. He's so good. And kind of like, so far, maybe Hellebuck just has a fantastic season again, but like showing you why he's like probably the best goalie in the NHL right now.
I'm gonna go for Evgeny Malkin.
He's off to a start.
He's off to a hot start. He has like 9 points.
That happened last year too, actually.
Yeah.
Did Malkin go off to a hot start last year? I don't remember.
And then,
Yeah.
I wasn't actually expecting him to be this productive in the first couple of weeks, but I assume he'll slow down. But right now, I'll give it to him.
2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points in 6 games. He's actually got like very little ice time compared to his usual. Like I think based on the fact that he's like a million years old, 60 and 57 ice time on average. Majority of that on the power play. He has 232 average power play time per game, which is insane. Yeah, he's turning back the clock right now. My standout, I'm obviously going to pick a Cap. Tom Wilson, 6 games, 3 goals, 6 assists, 21 hits. He, after his career year last year, at like age 30 something, I was kind of hoping.
I don't even know how old Tom Wilson is.
Okay, get out of here.
That's what my dad does all the time. He's like, Evan, how do you not know how many goals Colin White had in 2018? Come on. No, but he says I should know it.
Him and Protas have definitely been our best players so far this year, and he kind of set the tone early in the season too. Earlier in the season, I guess, still early in the season, but he is the future captain after Ovechkin leaves. I think that's pretty set in stone at this point, and he also threw a massive hit on Filipino the other day that caused a lot of controversy because it wasn't a penalty. They called it back, but clean hit. Only people that were really mad are the Canucks fans and the Rangers fans for some reason because they just hate Wilson.
No, Heedle, ex-Ranger.
Sure, true. But I think it's also because like Heedle got hurt, but Heedle also just has a history of head injuries and stuff. But there was no head contact. It was mostly just like the force when he hit the ground, I guess, that kind of caused that injury. But yeah, Wilson's been an absolute missile so far. Major storyline. I'll talk about the Caps first quickly because we do have to talk about our own teams, as you guys will in the next division. Caps at 5-on-5, been one of the best teams in the league. Caps on the penalty kill and the power play, been one of the worst teams in the league. Power play is like ranked 30th. Penalty kill is pretty close to that. But at 5-on-5, we're like top 2, only behind Carolina. So I would rather have that situation than the other way around, because I feel like you can change some things on the power play and penalty kill and hopefully fix it. But yeah, we definitely need a different formation on the power play. And Ryan Leonard played one power play shift and scored one power play goal. So I think Carberry is going to definitely try him again on the first power play at least. And hopefully that works and we can get more into the middle on the power play and that helps us out. But we're off to a good start. 4-2. The Vancouver game could have got out of hand, but we made it close. The storyline that I want to talk to you guys about is actually about the Rangers. They're off to one of the worst starts at home ever. They have one goal at home this year. Poor Shesterkin's just getting shelled and like losing, even though he's letting in like barely a goal a game. Omer, you were pretty big on the Rangers coming into the season. What do you see changing for them, or not?
Pretty much everything.
Except Shesterkin.
Except Shesterkin, exactly.
Don't you have him in fantasy?
I have him in fantasy, yeah. But our fantasy has like if you lose a game, it affects it, right? If the goalie loses the game, so like the guy's putting up amazing numbers, but he's losing games. Whatchamacallit? The Rangers are, I don't know, like they're in this position where I need a month before I can judge the Rangers.
We've seen this before from them. We've seen this for the last like 4 years from them, where they just
but we've also seen someone walk in wearing number 34 and lose a game 7 over and over. But last night we didn't see that.
Different sport.
That's true, actually.
Completely different sport.
No, see, yeah, I don't. There's one thing that I always look back to. I remember when was it Guy Boucher? I think it was Guy Boucher. It was Guy Boucher when he started coaching the Sens, his first season of the Sens, and right before the season started, or after like the first game or something in his press conference after, they're like, you're brand new to the team. How long do you think it's going to take before like they're playing the way you want them? Like your system is perfectly being played, and everyone's like automatic with your system, and you're seeing what you want. And he's like, that takes a month. And I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I think, generally speaking, we see teams struggle, especially when a brand new coach is starting a brand new season with the team. This team has got the talent. They more than definitely have the goalie, which anyone argues against that is just stupid. And they have the players to like. The thing they're doing right now is they're clenching their sticks almost. They're playing sloppy, and they're playing nervous, so it seems. So that's gonna change.
You hope that changes.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
History does not.
It's a couple of weeks. I think like the Tampa Bay Lightning are at the bottom of the division right now.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with like the whole it's the first week of the season thing. Fair enough. But I don't know. I think we've only seen really 3 teams that have come back from like a major hole at the start of the season. So they really just can't let this get away from them. Like you can't just pile up losses in the first month and expect to come back from it. It's literally just been Oilers, Tampa, St. Louis in the last like 6 years that have been able to come back from like
Florida
major
too,
Florida when?
Florida had a terrible stretch. Was it last season? Yeah.
I'm talking like at the very start of the season.
They started off with a few wins, but then they went like literally over a month of just like really shitty hockey. So like
but regardless, we're talking like 4 teams in the last 6 years. Right? So you like, and the Rangers, I just don't see that in them because like for the last 4 years, they pretty much had the same situation where they can't score at 5-on-5 and been carried by their power play and their goaltending. Last 3 years, Shesterkin hasn't been as good as he was in the MVP-ish. Well, we'll say MVP year for Evan. And they weren't as good as they were in that year. So how much can you really like? You need Shesterkin to be what he is right now, and the Rangers at least need to figure out their power play. Like something has to get going for them in the next month, and then you can start piling up wins. Sure, but you need to at least be like 500, man. Right now, it's like it's looking pretty tough for them if they're only going to score like 0.5 goals a game at home.
we'll revisit them in a month.
Yeah.
Let's see how
All right.
they go.
All right.
It's not like
I will-
they're like, I mean, that game they played against Toronto, by the way, last week. I mean, Stolars and Shesterkin played insane, both of them. The only reason Leafs won that is because Stolars made some crazy saves. Otherwise, that was a Rangers game, man. That was like no way.
Mhm.
There's some. I mean, I think overall Leafs played better, like more dominant, but I would say the chances that they gave up was pretty crazy.
All right, let's move on to the Atlantic Division. I'll start off with my standout for this one.
Can you read this?
Yeah.
You guys
Sorry,
good?
I was reading Arabic.
Okay, interesting. ADHD. Um, my standout for the Atlantic Division is Cole Caulfield. I could pick like a lot of players on Montreal to be honest, but 7 games, 5 goals, 3 assists, 25 shots, 11 hits from a little guy.
Money man.
He had that game against Nashville where Hudson blocked the empty netter, and then with like 10 seconds left, Hudson like passed it all the way down the ice. Cole Caulfield rips it, and then he ends up scoring the overtime winner as well. Are you guys paying attention? What's happening?
Omar doesn't have his wedding ring on. I was asking
It's
if
in
everything's
the other
okay.
room. First of all, I don't wear it at home. Second of all, I rarely remember to wear it outside of the house too.
I know I get in trouble. If I don't wear it.
Yeah,
Sorry, just married things, Sufi.
that is just many things because I used to get in trouble for not wearing it and she gave up.
All right,
Lane Hudson
Evan.
and Cole Caulfield, he ripped it.
Evan,
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Shane Pinto, you're leading goal scorer in the National Hockey League. In my opinion, Shane Pinto, even the last couple of years, has been one of Ottawa's, if not Ottawa's best two-way forward. And is now shooting like Adam Gaudette and has a lot of goals very early, but
Too bad it's not helping the team.
sometimes. So yeah, kind of surprised. Him and Dylan Cousins kind of leading the way with the team right now, which I would not have expected. But Kachuk is out, so happy that someone's scoring.
I'm gonna go
Matthew Nice.
Matthew Nice. That's exactly what I'm gonna go.
Our guy.
Yeah, I actually don't know what his stats are currently, but
2 goals and 6
is
assists.
that actually right?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm going Matthew Nice. I think he's been quite fantastic.
Quite.
Quite the big body, the finishing,
Sounds
the
like
explosiveness. Yeah,
Except Sufi, it is big body, explosiveness after Nando's, and what was the other thing that you said?
what?
You said explosive, big body, and
Finishing.
finishing. I won't get into that.
Evan, talk about Ottawa.
What?
Talk about Ottawa.
Oh,
Let's talk about the Sens. They're playing the Oilers tonight.
they are, and I
I wish I could go. I wish I
think
was going to this game actually.
Omar's gonna go. I think they're gonna lose. Ottawa always loses to the Oilers, so game's a game.
Bouchard made Shabbat look like so bad last year when I went. Remember that goal he put it through his legs and
Oh, yeah.
scored it?
I
It's
do.
beautiful.
Well, that's good that Evan Bouchard has 0 points so far. So
Also, I think McDavid had a goal and Draisaitl had a goal when I went.
it should go.
Yeah, it was great. I got like the full experience I wanted.
Yeah, Sens so far not very good. Goaltending very bad in the sense of the Sens also crumble and give up a bunch of chances in short periods of time as well. So tough for goalies to make saves or that many saves in those moments. So would like a bit more structure personally. And there has been times where they go down goals and it doesn't look like they're playing any different, which I do like in the sense of like they still look like they're hungry to win instead of like, oh no, we're losing. Oh. So yeah, early. I'm gonna need a month, but yeah,
As said by me.
yeah.
Well, the thing with the Sens right now is that they're not playing. I mean, last year they played good defense. It doesn't seem like they're playing good defense right now. You know, I find that a bit interesting. Although it is the first couple of weeks,
Nick Jensen has looked bad.
and they also got rid of like
And
Travis.
their expected goals against right now is 10.73, and their goals against right now is 16.
Oh,
Wait,
So
wait, 6-0?
16.
Oh,
okay. I
I
had
was
60
like,
as
I
well.
was like, I
I think
swear
the
we
game
didn't
was
let it
60
I
through.
goals
know.
in
I was like,
6
that
games.
doesn't make sense.
No, but still, that's pretty messed up. Like 10 expected goals against versus 16 actually goals against is like,
Yeah.
that
So
just
what
means.
What's their
games?
goals for difference?
So their goals, expected goals for is 12.62 and goals for is 11. So it's pretty, like, their offense has been good for the most part.
So from what you're watching, are you thinking that Allmark slash Merlinen is kind of dropping the
Their
ball
save
here?
percentages are in like the 700s, man.
Yeah. So, but is it solely them, or do you think the team needs to
No.
play better?
Like, also, our penalty kill sucks.
Mm.
Like, it looks like four guys standing still in like a diamond. And I'm like, it looks like very easy for teams to get into our zone and get set up. Where for the Sens, a lot of teams are really aggressive, hard to get in, hard to stay set up. But we just give teams so much time and space, and it's quite annoying. And that's been a big reason of like giving up chances and momentum to other teams.
Yeah. And I mean, another major storyline for them is Brady Kachuk right now.
Out for 7 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Really.
tough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
but that's
that's
Brady for you. Mediocre season performance compiled with injuries. It doesn't. I don't know.
I don't even know if I can agree with that.
Huh?
I don't even know if I can agree with that.
I'm just
But yeah,
thinking.
they're pretty much just going to need the guys like Pinto is going to have to continue doing what he's doing while Kachuk is out to like supplement some of the scoring, and you're going to need like Ridley Gregg to step up. Perron got to find that old man power.
We're on. He has 2 goals so far.
There you go. That's going to need to be more consistent. How's Zetterlund been? I haven't really heard much of him.
I think he's fine. Like, I feel like he's like a good third liner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to step up a little bit for the next like 7 to 8 weeks. On the other hand, the Leafs have had some very nice highs, some very nice lows in the first few games. Remember?
Yeah, it's very. This is very typical beginning of season Leafs hockey. You got some games where you're like, "Oh, look at them, they're going, look at them," and then you've got some games where you're like, "What are you doing?" So um, it's been a mix of both. The performance of Nyes has been great. Stolarz has had a great start. Hoping he can stay healthy. I haven't really seen much of Hildeby yet. Because Stolarz has been running with it, and we don't know what Wolves' situation yet is either in terms of if there's any timeline on if he'll be back within the first half of the season or whatnot. The your Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, they're playing well. They're putting up points. They've each scored their goals. The depth in terms of I do like so far what I'm seeing in terms of some of the effects of Nick Roy. I like he's a big body and stuff. I think he's a good third liner. Lawton coming back will make things interesting whenever he does come back. Yeah, right now it's just in that stage of like the power play struggling a lot. They have gotten, I think, 1 or 2 goals on it, but it's struggling. The penalty kill looks terrible as well for Toronto. I don't think they've actually given up that many on the penalty kill, but in terms of the chances they've given up and Stolarz bailing them out, that's been key,
Yeah,
especially
I
against the
wonder
Rangers.
why. There's a particular player that left that was pretty big on both, right?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, obviously Marner impacts the power play and the penalty kill. It's not going to be the same without him.
Someone else is gonna have to step up, right? Like even like the Matthews, Nylander, Tavares. It feels like all their points have been in like spurts. It's been like the Nashville game; they all got like a ton of points.
Yeah. Well, that was because that was.
But then before that, Matthews had like an empty netter as his goal, right? And then like,
Yeah.
you guys picked it up since then. But yeah, like I don't know. Do you see Easton Cowan being anything this year, or how has he
He's
looked?
gotten some looks. He's gotten some looks with Matthews and Nyes. What Berube's been doing a bunch of this season so far, anyway, is putting Nylander up there with Nyes and Matthews too. Just not to start the game specifically or like for a very long stretch of time, but we've seen that a number of times happen, which I like. I like that inconsistency in the top 6. I don't want there to be consistency unless one line is just insanely good that you can't mess with it. But like, I like the idea of, hey, let's put Nylander up there and let's shift some players around, and especially with a guy like Cowan who shows like who seems like he can manage to at least keep a job potentially, whether it's on the fourth line, third line, and then see where he goes. But and then he's giving him a couple of looks. There's still obviously the growing pains with him. Just like a couple of
Yeah.
plays here and there that I see him make. Where I'm just like, you need a bit more poise in that situation. You got to give that another second of thought before you make that pass, or things like that, which is going to come with time. So that might hinder him a little bit from the top line minutes um, if like he doesn't pick his spots properly and like kind of play with a bit more of that like poise. I think is what you saw with like Nick Robertson, which I still kind of see with him. It's like a lot of like power and like hyperness on the ice to get something going but like give it a little bit more thought. And I think Cowan, he doesn't have that explosiveness like that crazy like all over the place thing like Robertson does. But yeah, a little bit more poise, and I think he'll be good. But
Yeah,
overall,
you guys don't really have the lineup depth to just have like a consistent lineup every game. It's kind of just got to be whatever's working in the 7 game stretch you have to put out there.
yeah, and giving it, mixing and matching. You've got guys that someone like Nylander, Tavares, Nyes, Matthews. You've got guys who can move around. Yeah, I think specialty teams and stuff, they'll come into a zone of like consistency at some point, and then yeah, I think it's early days, but it's a pretty average start.
All right, there's 2 other teams I want to talk about in this division. Actually, maybe 3. Florida is a big one because, like, obviously we can't pay attention to records. I think we've been over this, but there was 2 major concerns coming into the season: Kachuk and Barkov, and that is very evident right now for them. I think they've dropped 4 straight now after winning the first 3 games.
Yeah, I wish they only won the first two.
And their first line center, Sam Bennett, has 1 point in 7 games to start, which is pretty concerning considering the contract they gave him. I think we were all very surprised by that number, and it's kind of coming to bite them right now. I don't really see that changing that much because he is a 40-point player. But where is the offense really going to come from right now? Because like Barkov and Kachuk being the main offensive catalysts on their team, while Reinhardt and like Verhage and Marchand are good, they really go only as far as Barkov and Kachuk take them because they're like the main creators of offense on that team. Where Reinhardt, Marchand, and Verhage are similar to players like Gensel, where it's like they're very, very good complementary pieces, like elite complementary pieces. But without those 2 players, it's looking tough for them right now.
I think they're in an adjustment phase right now for sure. Like that the first few weeks of the season, month of the season, with them especially missing Kachuk and Barkov. Obviously, they're trying to figure things out. Um, yeah, Sam Bennett. I don't actually know if he's gonna improve offensively or like it's hard. Like the thing with him is, yeah, he's never been above like what 50 points max in his career.
Career high
Um,
was 51.
yeah, 51. So he's never been above that. Obviously, so far this season, he hasn't shown that he has that other gear in him offensively. Um, Again, does that change a little bit? Does he find something? I don't know, but he is seeming like more of um, that playoff guy you want for certain things, and not necessarily your performing your regular season performer, and to get you points and goals and stuff. He's very much a complementary player as well.
Yeah.
He's not someone you can lead your team behind. Marchand's older. He's not gonna. He's also very complimentary. Yeah, like they don't have anyone that's gonna go and drive the offense unless like Reinhardt picks up a gear or something right
Mhm.
now.
That's why I think it's a bigger concern for this team than it is for like the Rangers if they get off to a bad start. Because like Kachuk doesn't come back till January, right? So,
Yeah,
and even when he comes back, he's coming back off like a major, major injury, and that's just one
yeah.
player, right? Barkov is the bigger piece, like he's the main part of that team, right? So when he comes back, if they're already in a major hole, it's going to be very tough for them to get out of that, especially with how the next 2 teams I'm talking about are playing. Habs and Red Wings have found another gear right now. We'll see which one of them, if any of them, can continuously play like that. Um, for me, the Habs show more promise because last year was a big stepping stone for them, and then this year it just looks like they're building on top of that. Um, but yeah, like someone like Hudson doesn't look like he's in line for a sophomore slump at all. Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky have all been playing great. Demidov's look good. Like, and then Noah Dobson, I think, is like, it wasn't talked about enough how big that addition was because they needed a stabilizing force back there, and he's looked amazing for them so far. So, like, if I had to ask you whose start do you think is more convincing between the Habs and Red Wings, who would you guys say?
I would have to say Habs just because they made it last season, and we were kind of expecting that they would play well again, and they have these young stars who, while there might have been a little bit of concern / uncertainty around someone like Hudson or something like performing that same way again. I think they've just shown they can do it. Detroit actually more surprised. I don't know. I'm more surprised at Detroit than like
Yeah.
convinced.
Bro,
Because
Dylan Larkin was close to being my standout. He's been insane this year.
Yeah, he's been great, but like I wasn't expecting. Like I don't think did any of us have Detroit in our top 5 for our rankings for the div?
I think Evan had them at 5.
Okay, so like yeah, I think I probably had them at 6, maybe.
Yeah, me and
I
you
don't
had
know,
them
but
at
like
6.
yeah, so that's more surprising to me. I'm more skeptical that that's going to last. I'm more thinking the Habs won will. But again, Detroit, if Larkin plays like this continuously, I don't know. You never know with Detroit.
Yeah, like the Red Wings is definitely more surprising. I don't like it again. It's all about balance in this world, isn't it? And I don't like they could go on a streak the exact opposite, both of them, and it would not surprise me. Where like if Tampa were to keep this up, I'd be much more surprised.
Yeah, that was the thing.
So yeah, like did I think Montreal was going to be better? Sure. Like I think Suzuki and Caulfield have already kind of blossomed. Slavkovsky, Hudson, Demidov, they were all going to be like improving, and I still think there probably will be growing pains at certain points. Maybe it's like there's so much hype right now with Dobson and then Hudson signing the contract and all this stuff that they're kind of just riding this high right now, and would like to see kind of how the middle of their season will look. Red Wings, like it's not a bad team. Like their first line is good. I know Raymond's hurt, I think.
He's coming back. He already came back.
Okay. Like Sider's good. Cam Talbot was playing good.
Gibson looked good in the last
Axel
game.
Sandin Pelika scored. But like, I don't know. This is a team that like, it's like a wild card team. Like I'd be really surprised if they were a divisional spot, and even if they were a wild card, it's kind of like Montreal last year. It's like you're expecting them to lose in the first round. It's not. It doesn't strike me as like a strong 8 seed. Like the Kings a lot of the time when they make a wild card, you're like, oh, I don't really want to play the Kings. Like they have a deep team or a team with experience and stuff. They're like a team that's like, I would just say is like good. I wouldn't say any other word. Like they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Habs, that's why I'm a little more convinced by them, is because I feel like their timeline is like a 1 year ahead of the Red Wings, whereas like they already had that magical playoff push. And the thing that they did is they actually added a star player in the offseason as well, right? Where maybe Detroit does that this offseason after they maybe make a push, but
Maybe they package Comfer and Hole for like Matt Boldy.
yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think also like that's why I didn't really talk about Tampa's slow start compared to Florida's, because I'm less concerned about Tampa because they don't really have the major injuries that.
They've also got Kucherov coming back now, right? So.
Exactly. Like if Kucherov was out long term, maybe I'd talk about them more. But there's no real concern with the Lightning at this point, to be honest. All right.
They've had starts like this before, I think, too.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, it's an older team, right? Like
Yeah.
they're going to take the older teams typically take a little bit of time to get going, but the reason why it's different between Florida and Tampa is pretty clear. Like the 2 injuries are paramount, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move
Mike
on.
and Florida and Tampa both missed.
That'd be funny.
I would be shocked.
The two Florida teams after all their.
You get Toronto, Ottawa, Detroit, Montreal as the 4 teams would be insane.
That'd be fun. The Atlantic Division is so interesting because
Yeah.
like there's trends right now that are not going to be trends probably. Like I think Montreal's off to a hot start. It's like this is very well could be a playoff team again, but again, like Evan said, the middle part of their season is going to be interesting. Like, are they going to keep this up, or are they going to drop? Are they going to, they're not going to be firing on all cylinders for 82 games. That doesn't happen to anyone. So let's see how they do. Detroit, are they going to maintain some sort of winning record, or are they going to just like plummet? Is the Hamonic CC level thing gonna? Is CC there too now? No, CC's not there. Is CC there? No, CC's not there. No. Is the Hamonic factor gonna impact them? That Sens fans thought Detroit was gonna be terrible just because they got Hamonic.
Bro, Sherrod, Hall, and Hamonic on one team is wild. That's
Hall,
nice.
yeah, Hall is terrible. Yeah, Sherrod and Hamonic. Yeah,
I don't think Hall really even plays anymore, but that's just.
Yeah.
Oh, and didn't they get Edmondson? I feel like they got Edmondson. No, that was I don't know. Anyways, I think that was LA. Regardless.
Yeah.
Buffalo. Hey, they won 2 in a row at one point. Absolutely slaughtered Ottawa and then shut out the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they started.
Who do they even have? Like with the Barkov, the Samoskevich, what?
Lindell? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Extinction.
I mean, beating Ottawa that badly wasn't.
Buffalo always plays Ottawa super well.
They actually
notice this every single time.
Yeah.
Like it's either Buffalo wins or we win like 3-2, and I'm like pooping my pants.
Did Norris get any points in that one?
Huh?
Did Norris get any points in that one?
He's hurt.
Oh, he's hurt.
You know who got 3 points in that loss?
Pinto.
Gordon Spence.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, Spence had a rough game after that, though.
I mean, it's a rough game. That game.
Also true. All right, let's move on to Omer's stat game.
Wow, I'm so freaking excited for this one.
I'd like to start him off so that we can just take over after,
Yeah. People will all be clicked off the thing already.
My stats are always the best. Okay, I'm trying to keep it this season, like Sufi said in the notes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for reading. That is one ability I know you do have.
Ooh, baby, do you know what love's worth? Oh, no. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. See how he gives you something very specific and he just trusts to give you something? That's the difference between
Oh no. Well, how can I recover from that?
I want you laying me down.
Wow. Okay, so my stat game. It's going to be a quick one, probably. We're keeping it to this season. And because I think with all 3 of our teams, the power play / penalty kill has been a bit of a storyline this to start the season, we're going to do a power play points stat. So give me the top 5 power play point leaders right now.
Clearly, I had no idea
We
who's like first in the power plays this year.
So these are players. So we're gonna do the top 5, but a possible 6 answers because we have 2 tied for first and also 2 tied for 5.
Evan, what do you think? I feel like Vegas players have to be in there somewhere.
Vegas players because he's had a lot.
Yeah, like Eichel,
Jack Eichel.
That's number 2 at 8 points.
Marner.
Mark Stone.
That's number 1 at 8 points.
Mitch Marner.
He's not in there.
Fuck.
That's
Dorofeyev.
Dorofeyev is tied for 5th
All right.
Okay.
at
Cool.
5 points.
All right. Who else is on that power play? Hurdle.
Hurdle. Yeah.
Strike two. You have one more strike.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's move off that team.
This could legit be like
Minnesota
Ty
has
Forrester.
Minnesota has like
okay.
a 50% power play right now.
Who?
You need number 3 and number 4, and then if you want to give
Minnesota
me
has like
this,
a 47% power play right now.
So
Like Kaprizov? Should we go with him?
seeing him,
Sure.
he's number 3 at 7.
Boldy. He has like the same amount of points. Boldy.
Sure.
Boldy is 4th.
Wow, we're correct.
So you've got the top 5. There's one more who's also tied for 5, who's in 6th.
Are they on
You wanna
either
try?
of those teams?
No.
Okay.
Damn, that was
Actually, yeah, they are. They're on one team. They're on
He was
Minnesota.
gonna say.
They're on Minnesota. If you want to give it a guess.
So I know Zeev Buyum had like 5 points, and I don't know if they were all in the power play or not, but how many power play points is it?
Or it could be Rossi.
Could be Rossi.
I
How many
don't
power
think
play points is
Eric
it?
has that many yet?
It's 5 points.
Oh, I don't know if all 5 of his points were on the power play. It could be Rossi. It could be Eck. It could be Hartman. I don't think it's Hartman. I don't even know if he has 5 points.
Okay, Rossi, Ecker, who?
Hartman, but it's not Hartman.
Okay.
Rossi?
Yeah.
Rossi.
You should have went for your gut. It was Buyum.
He has 5 assists, and they're all in the power play. What the hell? He has 5 assists in 2 games, and they're all in the power play. That's his only points this year.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to my head-to-head. So I'll let you guys pick your player first, and then I guess I'll be the decider if it's a tiebreak. We're going to pick 2 guys who were injured for 2 years.
Alex
Who would you-
Formenton? Oh.
Injured
guys
for
that are
2
still-
years or on trial?
Yeah.
No. No. These guys are very serviceable gentlemen,
Probably
as
Taves.
far as I know, at least.
One of those probably
Who would you rather have on your team this year, Gabriel Landeskog or Jonathan Taves?
Neither.
Evan, you go first. It's tough.
I am going to say Gabriel Landeskog for 3 reasons.
He's hot.
One, he has been working towards getting back the entire time.
You didn't go on a
Jonathan
trip to
Taves
India?
was induced vomiting, which is fine. Sounds interesting. But Gabriel Landeskog's been so focused on this. He's the captain of that team. I know Jonathan Taves has been captain before and stuff, but so I feel like maybe he's just a little more long-term committed and to that team and everything, and kind of was already part of that group. 2, I think he has potential to score more right now because he's a bit younger. And 3, he's hot.
Okay. I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Homer? By the way, their stats so far this year: 0 goals, 2 assists for Landeskog in 6 games, 1 goal, 3 assists for Taves in 6 games.
See, I do believe that Taves did more than induced vomiting.
Like what?
He
tried everything.
He did the whole
Literally,
Ayurvedic. It's called Ayurvedic ritual, whatever it is. I don't know. Yeah, it's like a whole thing in India. He went for. I think it's hard to say that he wasn't dedicated to recovering. I think Evan puts it a bit too mildly when he says that Landeskog was focused on coming back and Taves.
Maybe he was so dedicated that he literally tried everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't want to hold that against Taves that he induced some vomiting at some point, but
You never pulled a trig at a party after drinking too many beers, guys?
I would have to agree with Evan mostly though, just because that age gap is too much for me to put away. Like Taves is 37 and Landeskog is 32. Like Landeskog is still a player who, when healthy, if he wasn't injured for 2 seasons, when healthy, he'd still be decently good. Taves, even if he wasn't away for 2 seasons, the guy is still 37. So regardless of his injury at this point or not, the injury or the 2 years of absence doesn't help the fact that he's already an aging player who doesn't have that many years left in the league. And at the same time, yeah, I think Landeskog is in a better position, yeah, to finish to score to with the players he's playing with, and also just he's younger and
I know you like him younger.
yeah, that the age factor would have to mean like if we're talking about who would I rather have for 1 year, like on a team, just for now, um, maybe the debate can be a bit more broadened. Like
That
who would I
was my
rather have?
question.
I
To be
guess that
fair,
is your question. So like
yes.
so I think you could argue either or in that case. True. I will stick to I'll stick to Landeskog though. I think there's more promise in that camp.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think my thing is more so just like based off team needs. I think Taves might be more necessary to Winnipeg than Landeskog is to Colorado, considering what they've done without him for 2 years, and considering the fact that Winnipeg has no center depth after Scheifele. So like Taves necessity wise, like needs to be good for the Jets,
Yeah.
or at least like decent. And he's played well so far. So I'll give it to Taves just for that reason. For this 1 year, our old man is gonna put up 40 points. Landeskog is going to put up 39, and I'm going to win this discussion.
Where's Taves playing in the lineup right now?
Let's see. I don't really watch much Jets this year. Winnipeg Jets lines. This could be literally anything. He's on their second line with, oh my goodness, this is an old line. Jonathan Taves with Nino Niederreiter and Gustav Nyquist is their second line.
That's interesting. So first line is what Scheifele, Connor, and who
Velarde.
Velarde. Okay.
This team has no depth. I have followed Nemesnikov, Lambert, Kepka, Barron, and Tanner Pearson. What the hell? That's a separate discussion. But yeah, I think Taves needs to be good, clearly, by looking at this team.
Although I'm hoping that Taves is great because I just picked him up in fantasy like an hour ago. So yeah.
That's pretty much the only reason I chose this. I'm not gonna lie. And then I was like, who could I compare to Taves? And I was like, oh my god, there's another guy that missed so much time. But yeah, I don't know. Taves experience. If the Jets somehow make the playoffs with that lineup, he's going to be important. Stanley Cup experience. Evan, what is your random thing that I told you to bring?
I'm bringing back something that we used to have on this podcast. Something that people hated.
Okay.
Specifically, Ali. How have your lives been?
Oh my god.
And you say he trusts you more than me?
Sufi, how has your transition been going back to UK? You've been watching a lot of sports. You and your friends over recently to watch a Capitals game, and you stayed up very late watching the Blue Jays game last night.
It sounded like you were saying, Sufi, how is your transition to like?
Yeah, no, that's why I took my glasses off. Been good, bro. It's been good. Got the Caps game on at midnight tonight. I don't got class tomorrow, so I'll be watching that.
Nice.
Normally, if there's a game at midnight against, get into that. Normally, if there was a game against Seattle and I had class the next day, probably not watching it. But on a Tuesday where I don't have class the next day, I'll watch it. Yesterday with the Blue Jays game at 1:30 a.m., it took a lot for me to stay up for that, but I'm glad I did because George Springer basically saved my existence, hitting a 3-run home run at about 4 a.m. And yeah, it was nice celebrating with Evan on FaceTime and Nick and Sophia, and I don't know who else was there, but it was a whole vibe.
Who would you have if you had to objectively pick? Who would you say is the favorite for the World Series?
Oh, Dodgers by far.
Yeah,
We're playing, bro. The betting odds are like 63% Dodgers, and I think that's low.
oh, they're that much better.
Like the Dodgers have the best pitching probably in the MLB. They also have one of, if not the highest salary, right?
One of.
So are you saying that like the
Bro,
Jays pretty much have no
Remember, the
chance?
comparison I made for people that don't watch baseball is we are playing Thanos.
Ah,
Yeah, they have their first 3 batters are 3 former MVPs. One of them has 4.
so like this is. But I heard that the Jays won the season series.
No, we won the last game of the series.
Oh, okay.
But that just means Alejandro Kirk is an Avenger.
Yeah, well, yeah, Captain
Okay, so
Kirk.
this has a potential to be like a sweep kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But it would be
it
cool if the Jays won. It would be even crazier.
Yeah.
exactly. If we beat the Dodgers in the World Series,
It's like
like
the Raptors beating the Golden State Warriors
with Kevin Durant,
with Kevin Durant.
I mean,
yes,
they didn't do that.
with
So.
Because
Kevin
no, no,
Durant,
no. But the Warriors, you saw that team. You're like, we're not going to win this.
yeah, but also beating like the Warriors when they were like a 73 win team. Like if the Raptors
Yeah,
beat that team, that would be
yeah.
similar.
That's similar.
Yeah,
Remember that game 5 when Durant came back for like half a game and every shot he took made it, and I was like,
yeah,
if this guy is back for good, there's like no chance. The only reason we won is because he wasn't there.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. Like if we somehow pull this off, like every single player on that roster is gonna be like immortalized in Toronto history. Like that would be the biggest sports moment in Toronto in their history, like
It's
more than the
exciting.
1967 Leafs Cup.
Well, I would hope so. There were 6 teams in the league at that time.
Exactly. Like this would be a greater feat than the Raptors winning in 2019.
It would be. It would just be.
And you can go for the low price of $2,000.
Actually,
So
I
Connor
was in the
Lacey's
queue today,
coworker,
Sufi. There was a 250,000 people ahead of me.
so
yeah,
apparently,
Connor,
row
Connor
one.
Lacey
If
was
you
in the same
went,
queue,
yeah,
and his
if you made
coworker
it,
got tickets. Bro, his coworker got tickets for $500, but they can't go,
they
so
should
they're
sell it
selling
to
it.
us. They should sell it to us.
Yeah, we'll
I
go.
mean, I think they're selling it for like double the price. So
Yeah, they're gonna do that. Too bad no one we know was able to get tickets and they're not able to go. Because apparently, if you got in, it was 1,000. You could get front row like hundreds or whatever they call it for $1,000.
You would have gone for $1,000.
No, I wouldn't have paid that, but I'm saying like it's pretty like for a
that's
thousand
that's
bucks.
more reasonable than like
Yeah.
going to a Leafs finals game if they ever made it to.
Like
Well, yeah, but there's
front
also
row
like
for 1,000
18,000
bucks.
seats versus like 42,000 seats.
40
Like-
their attendance last was like 44,000.
Yeah,
It's absurd. That place is going to be insane because like the roof's probably going to be closed too, so all that noise from the 44,000 people is just going to be encapsulated. We do have home field advantage. That's the other thing.
they should keep it open for this series. Like the amount
It
of
depends
noise
on the. It depends on how cold it is, man.
downtown. It'll be fun.
It depends on how cold it is.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the chilliness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
guess in LA it'll probably be open then.
LA doesn't have a roof. They don't get rain over there.
Oh, it's
So,
okay. Have a roof.
yeah.
Just fire.
Just yeah. I mean, if there's fire, they're not playing. So, Homer, how's your life? I guess that's what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Life is good. Life is fine.
You
Life
got a
is,
house?
yeah, but that's old news now. They already know about my house.
Do they? Do our
Yeah.
5 people know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I just bought a dining table 2 days ago. You know,
You
it's
got
funny.
stuff in your living room?
It's so funny. Not yet. We're potentially gonna buy some sofas soon now, but dining table.
Come in December. That place better have furniture, bro.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to us chat about our lives. Hopefully you care about us because it's the 3 views on our videos are our moms, obviously. So it's appreciated. Thank you so much again. We really appreciate it. I know I said that already, but from Sufi, myself, and Omar, we say thank you. And you can find all of our podcasts on the following platforms.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music,
Stitcher.
Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM. You can check us out on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and TikTok at The Unfortunate Diehards. And we'll see you next time. Go whoever your team is. Go. Unless the Leafs.